One thing will forever baffle me about the tangerine tyrant, and no, it is not the shade of bronzer that he wears. I grew up in a small town called Rushville, Illinois, and I would like to preface this by saying that I do not think that everyone that lives in Rushville is a small-minded fool, but I did grow up with a lot of them, and a lot of them have stayed there. So, all that to say, Rushville is the type of place that has highly conservative values, very predominantly Christian. There's like a church and a bar on every corner. People are farmers, people are blue-collar workers, they're factory workers. People have been lower class, basically their entire lives. People are tired of watching the American dream die in front of them. These are also the same type of people that taught me about, toxic masculinity and that like a real man gets his hands dirty, right? So had Donald Trump been the type of man that was missing a couple teeth, was a military veteran, had a couple of domestic assault charges under his belt, had a wife and 3 kids in like 12 acres in the middle of nowhere with a deer stand in the back, only wears like hunting orange and camo, I would be like, yeah, that tracks. That is 100% the type of man that they idealize. That is 100% what their idea of what manhood should be is. That's what they look at. That's what they admire. That's what they respect, is a man who gets his hands dirty. A real man works, right? I was not taught to respect and idolize the wealthy man sitting at the top of the ladder. I was taught that shit trickles downward, that the man sitting at the top of the ladder has a cushy job in his office making all the money, while us blue-collar workers are down here busting our asses and making nothing, getting shit on. That's how I was raised. So I am so confused as to how the narrative has flipped so intensely that now that is exactly the type of man that they idealize and have voted into office not once, but twice. Make it make sense.